2014 Mazda CX-5. Today we are going to be replacing this shifter switch. This is very common for it to go bad. It could cause the radio to stay on when you turn off the car. Let's see if it'll do it with this one. See, the radio should turn off right now, and you can hear that beeping. So when you come outside the car and you lock it, the remote doesn't work because it's not sensing that you're in park all the way. Sometimes you can turn the car back on and just kind of wiggle the shifter and then turn it off. Now it's off. So this is going to be the problem right here. So let's go ahead and replace this. So I have a flathead screwdriver. I have a Phillips head. I have this little pick right here. We might not need this, but it's good to have it. This plastic pry tool right here, so we don't damage any parts right here. And of course I have the new shifter switch right here. This one I bought from Amazon. It's got pretty good reviews. I will have the parts link down in the description if you guys want to buy the same part that I bought. What you need to do is move the front seat all the way up forward. Then right over here, you're gonna pry this little plastic cover right there. Same on the passenger side right here. You got a Phillips head screw right here, so take that one out. Once you take those screws off, you should be able to feel it kind of rock back and forth. Now we're gonna pry this plastic trim right here. And you got a connector right here. Disconnect this connector right here. So you got a little tab right there. You just press on that tab and you pull it. Then it should come out. You got 1, 2, 3, and 4 screws. So go ahead and take all those 4 out. This off right here. All right, so now we're gonna pull this center console back a little bit, just like that. There we go. Then we're gonna take off this shifter knob. All right, so this is the piece that we're gonna be replacing, but before we can get to that, we have to remove this plastic piece right here. So grab your pick and just kind of pry this up like that. Same for this side right here. Then we're gonna do the passenger side right there. Just one. And you got one more right here. There's 2. All right, now this whole piece should come off. Go ahead and remove these 2 Phillips head screws. And I dropped that one too. You know what? We're not gonna look for that. Well, I'm gonna attempt to look for it, but it's okay. The new part came with 2 brand new screws. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this little plastic piece right here. It's got a little clip right here that you can lift up, but be careful with it because there's a spring in there, so you might end up losing that spring. So now we can go ahead and slowly pry it out and wiggle it out. Let's see if I can use my flathead. There we go. Pull this right out. We're gonna have a connector at the bottom too. So let's disconnect that wiring harness. Just press on that wiring harness and it should come right off. Out right here. And look what I found. Found the screw that I dropped. That's the new part right here. Just make sure that they look identical. Let's go ahead and install it. This one just slides right in there. But before we do that, let's go ahead and hook up that connector first. Slide this in. So that square piece right here goes in there, so make sure you line it up. I mean, it only goes in one way, so you can't mess it up. Okay, now we're gonna put the 2 screws right here, 1 and 2. All right, so this spring sits in like this. Then we're gonna slide it back in here. Make sure it hooks in right there. That's what it looks like. Now, before we put everything back together, we want to make sure that this part that we installed works. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna crank the car up. Gonna make sure that it goes to shift. Shifting just fine. Okay, we're gonna turn the car off. We're gonna see if the radio will turn off now. There we go. It looks like it's working so far. Before, when you turn off the car, the radio stays on and it drains the battery out. Now it's working just fine. Go ahead and slide this back on in there. Just gonna push it down, make sure that it locks. There we go. Now we're gonna slide this back on. Make sure that those plastic clips line up. There we go. Put this metal plate back on right here. You got those 2 screws right here. Put these 2 screws back on here. Don't forget to put this connector back on, and you can close up this plastic trim. Then you can put the shifter knob back on. Okay, now let's test it out one more time. All right, now the radio is turning off. That's it. That's how you fix this problem right here. It's very common in these vehicles. If you guys got any questions for me, comment down below. If this video helped you guys out, give me a thumbs up. Also click on the subscribe button. And again, thank you guys for watching.